The originality of a woman can be manifested in a range of ways and expressed differently depending on individual circumstances. An original woman is obedient. She's responsible. She's intelligent. She's a giver. She's innovative. She's natural. She's accountable. And above all, she is loving. Myself and other women who are vast and knowledgeable in their fields are going to help proffer answers to the many questions in the heart of women. On this show, we are going to be talking about everything and anything. My name is Ibitayo Jeje. I am a woman and I am original. Are you?
My people. Honestly, you guys need to start watching behind the scenes of Woman Original. They crack me up a lot. And that's why I can be this unserious sometimes. Let me welcome you formally. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ibitayo Jeje. You see, there are not serious people here. Okay, let me be serious. Hi, everyone. I want to welcome you again to another episode of Woman Original. And I still remain your host, Ibitayo Jeje. Yes, now we can talk. Let me introduce my guest first, then I will introduce my co-hostesses. Abishe hosts or hostesses?
Hosting things.
Is it hostesses or hosts?
We host.
Or babu. Okay, so let me introduce our special guest for today, Omotola Dorcas. You are welcome on the show.
I almost want to do like this.
Oh yeah,
You can.
get them.
I'll do it for you.
Get them. You're welcome on the show, Omotola.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming.
It's my pleasure to be here. Hi, everyone. Don't mind me. I'm still a bit.
I know.
I'm not as gentle as I look. I
know.
promise you.
You know me. I know you.
I've gotten a lot of. You're gentle. Yeah. Okay.
It's okay. Don't worry. We'll pull you out of
We
that.
shouldn't be deceived.
Don't be deceived.
We have Kemi in the house.
Thanks for the heads up.
And Mama Ihosa is also in the house. We will pull you out.
No problem.
And I'm sure that, of course, you have been quite familiar with the show. So you know the rebels amongst us. You know, I'm the gentle one. She's the, what do I call her now? Omiusa, what do we call this girl? She's the rebel. She's Zerara, the rebel. So let me welcome.
Hello, everyone.
That's so not you. It doesn't fit you at all.
Don't be deceived.
Don't be deceived. So by my left, I have Kemi Jeje. And I always like to emphasize that she is not my sister. We're not in any way related. We just share surname by accident. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next.
Hello, everyone, again.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm going to introduce Sister Ihosa Obaro. And of course, as tradition, we don't use sister on this show. So
And you get to say it every single time. Move
yes,
on.
yes, I'm not
Yeah.
moving on. Ihosa Obaro, you're welcome on the show. 50-year-old woman.
Oh, you have to always do this to me.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about a very, very sensitive topic today. And honestly, I've had close encounters with women who have been in these shoes. And I know it's not an easy journey. How to live again after the demise of a spouse. And that's why I brought Dorcas on the show, because every topic that we treat, we like to bring in women who have experienced it so that they can talk to us about how they were able to come out of it, so we can also help fellow women who are also in that particular issue. So I'm going to allow Dorcas talk to us about her journey after she lost her husband.
My journey. I don't even know where to start in the first place.
Anywhere.
Oh.
Anywhere. It was scary. Wow.
How long were you guys married for?
Before he died.
Yes.
Okay, we got married on the 11th of November 2016.
Wow.
He slumped February 14, 2017.
Wow.
He died October 25 or 26, 2018.
Wow.
So you were married for just 2 years.
1 year.
1 year plus.
Yes.
That's tough.
Wow.
That's
That's
tough.
intense.
I often tell people, I don't know what it means to say that you enjoy the bliss of marriage, but I definitely enjoyed the pain of it.
Wow.
I guess you don't always have everything,
I know.
but then I can laugh today because God was faithful.
How old were you when you got married?
I think 25.
Oh,
Yeah. I was born, okay, they say it's not good to put your date out there online. I was 25, 26 when I got married.
was he your first love?
Wow. No,
Oh, why did you react like that?
it wasn't.
You were only 25 now, so
Yes.
it could have been.
Sure, at least for, but then I guess experiences of life, right, happened, and it definitely was not
Okay.
my first love. But it was the first person I introduced to my parents
Okay.
as someone that I was
Dating.
yes. And it
And how long did
wasn't-
you date for before getting married?
I've known him since 2013.
Okay.
Okay.
I even worked with him. So we had it was also a church, like we were co-members in the same church.
Okay.
So we had relationship on almost every level that was important to me,
All right.
right? And that was why it was easy for me to introduce him to.
So when you worked with
Mentoring.
him, was he your boss?
He was my boss and he was also a friend. And I was not really interested in him then.
Was
when
he
I
asking you out at that
no,
time?
Okay.
Or was he ill?
No. That one is another story entirely. So it was never ill. There was never any record of illness. So there was nothing to fall back on as an history. Aside from the fact that when he was young, definitely the mother picked up certain traits. But because of our poor education sector, and when a person is sick and then the doctor don't even know what they are treating, and they treated him for something that was mild and then sent him back. Aside from that, no. And it took us more than a year, right, before we could even figure out that he had cardiomyopathy.
So
which
hold
is-
on, let me cut you short there. Did you pray before you went into the marriage?
You're coming back to this question again. I've been asked that question like a countless number of times.
I
Definitely,
know you did,
I did pray.
and you had a lead-in to go ahead with the marriage.
Definitely. Do you know funny thing is,
So if God had showed you at that time that you were going to lose him after a year, would you still have gone into it?
as if you knew what I wanted to say.
Okay.
All right. So I remember a week after he proposed, I called 3 of my friends. I'm a child of God, and there's a way God relates with me that intuitively I know what I want, and as much as I know what I want, I'm not the type that just goes into sin because that's what I feel like. I wasn't raised that way. I remember telling my 3 friends that there's something that I know about this journey I'm about to take. This is the first time I'm saying it on here. But if they listen to it, they'll be like, you, this girl. I told them, I said, I know I will cry. But after 2 years, I won't cry again. They're like, Omotola, what are you saying? I said, I don't know. That's what I know. And that's what I sense.
But you didn't see death.
I didn't see that. And that was why, in the course of the entire experiences, there was a point I got to that when the stress was so much, I took my box and I said I was leaving. Like, when I mean I said, like I told myself and God and the Holy Spirit, there was nobody in the house. So it was just myself that I was leaving. And when I got to that point, the Holy Spirit was not asking me, when I told you those things that I told you, what did you think that I meant? But if you know you are going to be talking to me about something this serious, then why can't you just be very explicit?
Clear.
It's amazing how that is the second time I'm saying this. I was at a meeting with my pastor last week, and I never talked about this until last week, and then now when I felt like you played me. And I was telling God, you played me. You should have been very, very explicit when you were talking to me and you were telling me all of these things. And he was like, well, you trusted me.
Oh, wow.
Well, I did. And it's difficult.
Well, gentle. This one is not the type where we are.
No.
Just respect yourself.
Very sensitive topic.
No, but you should be free. Actually, I brought
There's
my
just gentleness in our face.
I know, because of the seriousness of the matter.
For real.
I know. I brought myself here, right? When she told me, I was asking if I was ready. I'm like, well, it's almost 5 years. I should be able to talk about it, and I should be able to also share my story with the people. And I know a lot of people will have a lot of questions. And I may be the only one to give answers to them instead of someone giving those answers on my behalf. So please feel free to ask your questions or to interject if you feel like. So I was saying
We
that.
have the courage to.
So I was telling my pastor, I was like, God and the Holy Spirit, both of them played me. But really, did they really play me? I don't think so. Because like the scripture would always say, everything works together for good. Because where I am today,
Check you better off.
I wouldn't say it was better, but my perception towards things, my disposition towards things, my reaction to things, life is like this.
I have
Do you
one
have any?
question
Do you
to
have
ask
any
you,
regrets? Hold on one second. Do you have any regrets? Do you think you'd have made a better choice?
No. I wasn't blind when I made my decision.
Okay.
Nobody
I have one
deceived me.
question.
I made my decision and I'm standing by it.
So you
Funny
don't
thing is,
have
if he
any
comes-
regrets
no.
as to marrying him.
I don't.
Okay.
If the table turns or it's another season and he comes again and
All of
I
us
know
will take
what and God gives me that instruction to still take that step. I've never like God has never told me a thing, right? And then I come back to say you are unjust. It's I keep telling
It always
people
works out.
in all of my experiences, it's amazing how despite because the fact that he died did not mean that things did not happen. You would assume that he just died and things just I'm a Yoruba lady. You are young, your husband died. You expect what family would say, society would say. So I had my fair share of everything.
Wow.
Right? But in it all, it's amazing how that something was constant for me, and that was a realization of God's love in all of it all.
Okay. So I want you to tell us your story, how the sickness started, what led to his death.
Okay.
Was it a marriage that you enjoyed up until the time he passed? Can you just, I don't know why
I
you're
have a question in the
Dorcas,
meantime.
I don't know why you're just laughing. I love the way you laugh though, because I want us to hear if there was that sigh of relief after you lost him, that finally I can rest. You
Okay.
understand? Yeah.
Yeah, I think she
What's the
wants
question?
to say something.
What do you have to say to couples that are fighting?
Fighting
Fighting what?
themselves. They are
No,
fighting.
now, wait, we can't delve into that yet.
Ah.
Yeah, fighting themselves.
Because it just makes me, that's just what it makes me think of. If
Like-
you get married 1 year down the line, it slumps and another year is gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why she wants to tell the story.
What's the
now.
experiment? Let me quickly
So let her-
let me quickly say something. This kind of situation is not something that is planned. Nobody goes into marriage to say, my better half is going to go in a year. So it's not something that is planned. It's something that just happened. What I think we're trying to get here is, how were you able, to navigate this season, and then come out through it? You are here today to encourage somebody.
And you look nothing like what you
Yeah, because
I get that a
sickness is
lot.
not something, and I'm very sure the man did not plan to be sick.
Yes.
It just happened.
Okay, so I think now I understand what everyone wants to know. All right, so let's start from when it started. I think the day we began to So when I say we began, it's not that it was the day we began to realize that I was sick. It was the day that something shifted, and that triggered every other occurrences. I think it was on a registry day, the 10th of November. We got married on the 11th, right? So we were at the registry, and he was complaining of headache. Amotola, waiting for me. Okay. We were about to be called. I can't do anything. So I was just helping. Like, I read a lot. So to an extent, I know how to manage certain things. And then growing up, my mom also had a bit of health issue. So it was quite easy for me to at least attend to that at that moment. So I was giving him that therapeutic action, and then we couldn't get paracetamol. But after then, I think it subsided, and then we got home. He had paracetamol, so that was it. Nothing happened afterwards. The next thing that happened was on the 10th of February, which should be a Friday. He started complaining of headache again, so I gave paracetamol, right? Because I felt maybe he's a photographer. He has like a studio, and has at that point I think we had like 8 people working in the studio then, and every other person that comes in once in a while. So I felt it was just the stress. So I was like, okay, rest at home, right? But he said he wanted to go to Lagos. He had a shoot to cover. I was like, you have to.
Were you not staying in Lagos at the time?
No.
Okay.
No. I was in Ondo town.
Okay.
Then I was born and bred in Lagos, but I never liked the hustle and bustle of Lagos. So after school, I schooled in Akungba.
Okay.
So after school, I stayed back in Ondo town
Yeah.
in 2012, 2013.
Okay.
And then I got married in 2016.
Okay.
Right. So I told him to rest. He said he needed to go because they had paid, and those guys wanted, all of them always wants him to be there. So he had to go. Then that was a Friday. He came back on Sunday, still with that complaint of headache. So I felt it was the stress. Okay, a rest. At least if your body is giving you these indications, you don't have to go to the hospital. But he came back on Saturday night. Then we went to church on Sunday. That Sunday, I felt, okay, you are going to rest. He said, no, he needed to go to somewhere. There was this, so his parents, although his father is dead, but his mom very much alive, even till date, I believe. Yeah, I know.
You believe? Okay, that's a story. For
I know. I shouldn't have
another
said I
day.
believe. I know that would trigger something, right? I won't be distracted. So he decided to not rest and went ahead to do what he wanted to do. It was something that has to do with land, right? His mom's side has a lot of land, so oftentimes they make land purchase and sales and all that. I was like, can't you tell someone else to do that? Just tell them that you are not feeling fine.
He sha didn't rest. Sha.
He did not rest.
Went. Oh, yeah,
He
fast
went,
forward.
right? Then Monday was February 14. Monday again, he has deliveries that he needed to make. He said he just wants to quickly go to the place where he will print the frames, and then after then he will go to the studio and then come back home. That day I felt very, very off. I called him back 3 times. Like nothing happened to him like that very morning. I was like, can't you just rest? He went up, I called him back again, he came. I was just touching his. I was like, are you sure? Are you sure you have to go out? He said, yes. He went. I called him back again. He came. I'm like, but just wait. I did that 3 times. But then he said he needed to go. So he left. At that point, I was also planning to go to church. But I just wanted to go play in the church because the church was also close to the house. I was still drawing my eyebrow when I received a call. And then somebody asked me, are you Wole Akinbisola? I think it was Photo Africa's wife. I said, yes. I said, he just slumped and they had rushed him to the hospital. I said, slumped. How? They said I should come to that. I said, where are you? They told me. So immediately, my hair was all scattered. I didn't even know that. It was until I got to the hospital, I realized that because I just lost my braid then and everything was just there. I quickly ran to the church and I told them what was happening. I think they followed me to the hospital. And upon getting to the hospital, I just saw that man there, sitting down on the wheelchair with saliva drooling down, the left side all paralyzed.
Wow.
Yes, that was the same statement. And I was just looking.
And then after that, it was
There were a whole lot of things, and Nigeria was part of it. Because as at that time, there was strike in the hospital. So they took him to a Catholic hospital. They knew nothing about how to care for someone in that. And it took me 2 to 3 days before we were able to move him down to Ekiti, UCH. And as at that time, the doctor was like, if only they had given him the... And funny thing is, they gave him drugs even while he was there. And I really do not even know what drug that was. But it already did its damage. Yeah. It took us 8 months to get him back to start walking without his crutches. But I think it relapsed again after the 8 months, between April and May. Yeah, April, May, June. And I took him to the hospital when we started realizing that he was having heart palpitations.
So were you working all this time? How were you able to, nurture him for that length of time?
As at that time, I was managing
Was
his
it
studio.
responsive to you?
Yes.
Was it appreciative of you at the time you were nurturing him?
As at that time, yes.
Did he appreciate all the efforts that you put in
Of course
into?
he would.
No, don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Not all men respond positively.
Yeah, because of
Why
the...
not?
What are you
not?
talking about?
Okay, let me give you an experience. You know, I said we went to the hospital to UCH. We spent almost a week there. There was this particular couple in that same ward. The man wakes up every day and it is curse.
What are you talking about?
He wakes up every day and is raining curse on the woman.
Wow.
And I'm like,
the man obviously has a problem.
he was going
Man
through
is
pain.
bitter.
He was going through a lot of
It
pain.
necessarily might not be
It's not
bitterness,
because he was
so
bitter.
It
He
might
was
be
going
as a result of
the pain.
And he thinks that it's her
the
fault.
sickness.
And he thinks it's the woman's fault.
There are many things that
And
I
it's
would
the
not
person that
say
is
on
closest
this.
to you.
On this.
That's not acceptable.
Sezu.
I'm telling you the truth.
It's the
That
person
you-
that.
No.
Oh,
The thing
God,
is,
Dorcas.
the thing is,
The
there-
fact
see,
is-
help me tell
there-
them.
Don't let
there-
us deviate.
there are
Tell
certain
them.
things
Can
that
you let us
we...
tell them,
deviate?
Dorcas?
I know she's talking because she has some background information, right? One thing I've come to realize in the whole journey is that there are certain things we say is not acceptable. It's not permitted. It's
But
not
it
real.
happens.
But it happens.
Exactly.
They happen. And there's nothing anybody can do about it.
About
Because
it.
it's about the two people that are in it.
Exactly.
I could have chosen to take another roadmap and nobody will hold me.
I mean, this part is not
Nobody-
fair.
I need to understand something here. Sorry. You know, when you're talking, I'm quiet because I like to process a lot of things in my head. I need to understand something here.
Okay.
You know, what we said from the beginning was that we want to find out how you move on when things like this happen.
Yeah.
So I need to find out, was there an issue before the whole thing started?
No, I've already answered that. There was no issue.
Right.
But you know, like
Yeah,
I
wait,
said,
sorry.
there's a journey, right? And there were certain incursions. So I've not been led to get to
Yes.
that point. I'm
Yes.
just answering the question.
The question.
Based
I'm not
on
arguing
what-
that fact.
Yeah.
We are here now. All things being equal, if you are in a marriage and your marriage is okay, you don't have issues, both family, both internal and external, and then all of a sudden, he slumped, like you said. Because we're not even looking at the medical aspect right now. We're looking at, there was
The
everything
psychological-
is okay.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it happens. He drops. And then issues, before you know it, he's gone. For me, it's not something you plan. There is a shock that will come. Though, for some months you were in and out of hospital trying to get him, but still, I'm very sure you were not thinking that he was going to go.
Of course now.
And then it happens. How are you able to, to go through it without you? Because some people don't really recover. It takes a while. Because if he's not sick and you don't have an issue, if there was an issue,
Maybe you should ask, have you recovered?
I have.
that's a good
She has
question.
recovered.
And
Okay, so we're going to have to go on a break right now. And it is still Woman Original with Ibitayo Jeje. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hi, Myself and other women who are vast and knowledgeable in their fields are going to help prefer answers to the many questions in the heart of women. On this show, we are going to be talking about anything and everything. My name is Ibitayo Jeje. I am a woman and I am original. Are you?
You're welcome back.
We're going to so loud your 50th birthday.
Please,
Those people know you're old.
I ain't 50 yet.
Yeah, when you get there, I'm a party well.
Almost there.
She's the one that just clocked 50 now.
And she's almost 50
What's
now.
remaining? What's remaining?
Amen.
Don't worry. Let's move on.
Oh, you biri.
You're coming. I don't come on. No, Makoma loye nko.
He will call you
Please
first.
let me welcome my guest back, Jai. So you're welcome back, and it's still Woman Original with Ibitayo Jeje, and we still have with us Omotola Dorcas.
Omotola Dorcas.
Dorcas.
Omotola
Thank you very much.
Dorcas.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Are you like the Dorcas in the Bible?
Omotola
Dorcas.
Dorcas. And before we went on a break, we were talking about how to live again after the demise of a spouse. So, how
And I
were
just
you
asked the
able?
question.
From the woman,
Yeah,
from
have
the
you
woman
healed?
angle.
Yes.
From the woman angle,
Yes. And I think someone asked how I was able to manage financially. So I was managing the studio.
Right.
I had now I have an agency that I manage currently, marketing and business development. But then I was just doing
And she
it.
does it well. My girl.
And you say, well, can we talk after this?
Yes. You need help.
Jesus.
I'm not even joking right now.
Wow.
Please,
I'm
can
not
we
good, though.
continue with the topic? Don't.
I'm trying to market her business for her. You don't even know.
I'm supposed to be the marketer. here.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't want to understand.
So as at that point, I was just the Facebook Live girl.
You see what I mean?
So I really leveraged on Facebook for my business. And then I had a store where I was selling gari rice, pupuru, beans,
No,
everything.
come on, what that
And I was also
You're
yeah.
special.
She said I'm special. You must be
What was
an
that?
Because
Of all things.
And then I was also selling clothes, right? I imported them from China. I was doing a lot of things. And to be candid, I had no idea how I was managing everything because we needed the money. And I knew where I was coming from. There was no one that I could run to. And while he was sick, the only support I had was from his mom, just from his mom.
You didn't get support from church.
And from the church.
Yeah.
I got support from the church. But from family-wise, just his mom. Like, she was with me throughout the period of time that I was in the hospital. And I'll be super, super grateful to her for that. Like, mommy was with me in every single step. Right?